you and your friends found an alien in your own backyards.
Would you freak out? Would you help him get home? Or would you become best friends? Well, there's a new family film called Earth to Echo, and it's opening up in theaters everywhere.
It'll be in theaters everywhere Wednesday, July 2nd.
This movie is about a group of friends that go on a wild adventure together.
When they stumble upon an alien they call Echo.
Watch this clip now.
Did you hear that? Hey, wait, hold on, be careful. Whoa, whoa! Ah! There's something in there right now.
What is that?
Whoa, what is that?
What is that? Are those eyes?
Looks pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah.
And for anyone going to VidCon later this month, there's going to be a super exclusive advanced screening for Earth to Echo Friday, June 27th.
And you won't want to miss it, so check it out.
So make sure you click right here on the annotation to watch the full trailer.
Don't forget to click on the link in the description below for details on the exclusive VidCon screening.
Thanks guys for watching and enjoy the video.
Thanks guys.
Robbie! Robbie, where are you? Robbie! Robbie, get over here! What'd you get, man?
It's crazy out there, man. I'm telling you what.
What are you wearing?
Hey, it's the apocalypse. Got a party.
Aren't you cold?
Okay, so here's this important stuff.
Oh, what'd you get? Okay, I guess that's a start. Did you get any ammo? I need ammo.
Is really important.
Okay, sucks. Where's the ammo, man? Come on, get some.
48 days to the work you love.
To the work I love? I don't even have a job anymore, man. I used to be an accountant.
Make it relevant. Become the cleaners. Clean up the street.
Oh.
Then this. Now this is cool. I cannot wait.
What is wrong with you, man?
It's awesome, man.
Are you serious?
And then we have some boxers.
Oh my God. Well, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die with you, man. I'm gonna be better alone. Seriously, I think
this is yours. I did not forget you. That's yours, so enjoy. You're welcome. What, man?
I'm gonna die alone.
Who needs food? We're sad.
I'm done. Hey guys, what's up? It's Robbie with Open World Games, and we are talking about more Tom Clancy The Division. This is a half-hour special dedicated to The Division, and if you have questions about Tom Clancy The Division before this video, I am certain you're going to leave it with nearly every question answered, because the guys from Ubisoft Massive did an excellent job answering your questions about everything about the game, so they did a great job. They go into details about the survival mechanics, the day and night cycle actually impacting gameplay. That's really, really cool. They talk about the co-op mechanics, how clans work, PvP, and so much more. Stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Are there classes in the game? If so, how are they different, important to the team?
Yeah, sure. In the Division, we actually don't want to, even though we're an RPG, to front load you as a player with a player class choice. We want that to be a more organic journey that you go on as you see more and more about the game, what it has to offer, and really find a play style that suits you, basically what you think is the most fun. And therefore we have a very open and dynamic skill system that you progressively unlock as you go through the game, where you can make a lot of choices but also change your mind. So we think that's really the way to go for us, at least.
Yeah, it's flexibility and depth rather than kind of locking you into a role, because we still want to have that great trinity in group-based games and RPGs in general, where you have people that have a specific function in a group when you're playing together. But we don't want to lock you into that, so you'll be able to switch on the fly, as you've seen in multiple demos.
Darkovi Plays on Twitter used Ask the Division hashtag and wants to know, will there be AI or is it all PvP based, and how does taking places over work, which I think we got a taste of at the end of the demo there.
Yes. Will there be AI? Like enemies? Absolutely. So we've seen a couple of our first factions this year with the thugs and the cleaners, the badass guys with the flamethrowers, which you'll maybe see later. And so absolutely, we need to have kind of the people that you're taking the city back from, kind of organized groups. And then what was the second part?
How does taking places over work?
How does taking places over work?
I think it was establishing those bases like we saw.
I mean, the districts in the game kind of have statistics, so you'll be able to influence them by your actions in the game. And as you start to raise the security level, raise the morale level of an area, you can establish a base of operations, and you can see the effects of what you do in a district. So you'll be able to physically see it, and you'll see it on your map.
Okay, this one comes from...
Sorry, just in reply a little bit to this question and the one before, I think I, for one, want to be able to play the game solo as well. So classes, yes. Enemies, yes. But I also want to have the opportunity to customize the game and just play it by myself. So it's built like that. You could play it completely alone if you really want to. It shines when you start getting involved in co-op. But it's a very, very flexible system.
Very nice. Hashtag Ask the Division. This one comes from within the room, Danny Pettit or Petit. I apologize if I butchered your name. The question is, how many weapons can an agent carry?
Well, an agent can carry as many weapons as you have slots for in your inventory, but you can have two equipped. So you have a main weapon and you have a weapon in a quick slot where you can swap it out. So as much inventory as you can hold.
Okay, we are going to go back to Twitter, Supreme Ego _ will we be able to customize?
Yeah, I like him.
This is me, actually.
He wants to know how much he can make this his own. Will we be able to customize our own characters, or will we have to use the one from the demo you have showed us?
Do you want me to take that?
Yeah, well, go ahead. I can fill in.
Ryan, why don't you take that?
Yes, customization is a big part of the game. So I think we all believe that in RPGs, especially games like The Division, where we want you to spend hopefully thousands and thousands of hours over the next years playing the game, that you're able to really, really customize your agent to how you, your representation in the world. So things like clothing, the equipment you equip yourself with, nice sentence, are important in the game.
Okay, this one comes via Twitch. Thank you for joining in. Does the game contain a hunger, thirst, temperature system for survival elements?
I will jump across so Matthias doesn't answer this, because we're very aware of, like when David was mentioning how we read your emails, we read your posts. We know there's a big interest in real survival mechanics in the game. We want the game to be very, very open and accessible to a large mainstream audience, but we hear the desire, and it's something that we definitely are looking at.
When we were doing research for this game, I went on survival training a whole week, and it was not fun, I'm telling you. So we'll see.
All right, let us go back to Twitter. We've got one from L. Zachariah. Will individual abilities have multiple levels, i.e. thermal vision that has 3 levels of advancement?
It depends on, if I interpret the question as skills, the basic skill system, as I said before, is open in structure, but we're also attaching think of it almost as a little talent tree, layers of modifications to each and every skill. So as you progress through the game, you will get to make choices about what to unlock in what order and what to have active at any given time, so that you can basically tailor-make the skill to fit exactly your playstyle, and in some cases fundamentally change how it works. It's also something we believe is really, really helpful if you're playing co-op, to be able to switch things up a bit and then find nice synergies with the other group members.
Or the enemies you're facing.
Yes.
Because there's AI.
Because there is AI in the game.
Mark Warren tweets in, he's got an underscore at the end of his name, just so you know, using the hashtag #AskTheDivision. And he asks, can you loot the bodies of defeated PvP opponents? What happens to them once they die? How does all of that work? And can I do that right now? I added that last part.
So when you die, no.
In the game, or are we talking
yeah,
philosophically?
So we've had interviews on this. We're trying to keep PvP a little bit tight to the chest, because I think within Massive and the team, we believe this is going to be our kind of really special core feature for the game that kind of differentiates us from a lot of the games we were talking about before the stream started. And but we have talked about the fact that you can potentially lose the equipment you acquire in Dark Zones, and other players can take it from you. So absolutely, that's part of the gameplay.
Okay, another one from Twitch, and we were talking about this a little bit before we started. The engine looks amazing. What is the unique feature? I think they want one standout feature that Snowdrop has that no other engine has.
Rodrigo?
And it's a great question. In fact, you could argue that the race of Homo sapiens doesn't need more game engines. But when you make a game engine, you have to put one thing as your #1 priority. So one could be stability, one could be multi-platform. You could have many things on your #1 spot, but that colors everything in the engine. And what we put on #1 is efficiency and power to the developers. So it's an incredibly powerful and free engine that gives a lot of autonomy and a lot of power to each developer, which allows them to be very creative. And they can have an idea in the morning, come to work, have it done before lunch, have it in the game and share it with everybody. So that's incredibly sexy if you have good developers. It's a bit more troublesome if you have junior developers, because we give them the power to create fantastic bugs, very powerful bugs. So that's maybe the drawback. But we've gone for efficiency and autonomy and power to the developers. So that's what Snowdrop is about.
And a lot of beauty as well. Akaz writes in on Twitter using hashtag #AskTheDivision. Will enemies and characters be level-based? How can I get an idea of what area is right for my level/gear?
All right. Yes, absolutely. We are a progressive level-based game. And so the enemies will also have a level and reflect that. And the way you'll know you're in an area that isn't appropriate is we will kill you.
What happens when... But Ryan, what happens when you die?
And then when you die.
Akaz writes in again, should I stop spamming you with questions, or should you hire me as a suggestions for the game consultant? Speaking to David's earlier point.
He should follow us on Facebook and become one of the lucky few that we're going to bring over to Sweden and make you part of the dev team.
Yeah. Yeah. Sebastian Spilker is in the room. VIP.
Oh, hey,
wow, yeah, there he is, dressed up too in the garb. Well done. His question is, how big can the clan which fights together in the streets be? Is there a limit? Clan size?
Yeah, I can jump on that one, because I can honestly say it's not set yet. So we definitely want clans to be a big part of the PvP and growing communities, but we don't have a limit set. And the way we work at Massive and with the game, as the 5 of you will find out that come, is we're extremely iterative. So when we put in a new system like David was talking about, we play it, we try it out, and we alter it through iteration. So the clan sizes will, I'm sure, where's Bjorn? They'll be limitless. I mean,
he just had a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly.
his face was pretty remarkable there.
They'll be limitless, or they'll be 4.
Billions of people in a clan.
So it'll be somewhere between that, between 4 and as many friends as you have.
All right. That is fair. We're going to take one from Twitch now, and it's another one where we're diving into the question of death. What happens if we die in an online shootout? Do we respawn near our friends or in a random place? New York is a big city.
Jersey.
Yeah, you will. We're, of course, continuously, I think everything we make in the game, we look at through a various lenses, and one of them is always co-op. That even though we really want to protect the ability to play alone, we also need to make sure that nothing we do obstructs or inversely affects co-op. So I think this slightly longer answer to that question is that we're continuously looking for what's the best solution for making sure that you get back with your friends as fast as possible without it being game breaking in how easy it is. But as it stands right now, it's going to be not a random location, but not with your teammates. You need to be punished a little bit if you die. But as we saw in the movie, you can also be body revived.
Me not being an engineer, I cannot tell you how surprised I was to discover that respawn points is a complete science in itself. It's incredibly advanced, and it's very, very difficult to do it well. It combines many different things like expectations, psychology, fairness. So it's really, really very complicated. So it's not something that we take lightly.
And we're of course going to have the ability for you to spec skills and abilities to revive someone if you're playing in co-op. So I think that's part of the dynamics of the group as well.
Senpei01 on Twitter writes, do we have to play with the same people in order to have the same story progress?
Absolutely not.
Well, so then, are we able to expand on that in terms of, I mean,
sure. The way that the game is structured and set up, so if you and I are playing together and we're progressing the story or we're progressing the events in an area or a district, that progress is shared. So we don't want to punish you for playing with other people. You go back to your own game and you've lost that progress. So anything you do together with other players will be brought back to your universe of the division.
And so would that work in the way of like a, kind of like a fog of war sort of deal? If you've got New York City and you've done, say, this section with your friend, but you've done this stuff by yourself, your friend hasn't done that, maybe they join you. Like, how does that alter your partner's experience?
Well, Fog of War is a very specific type of mechanic, and we're not really looking at that, but you will be, I guess if I were to join your game and you had done progress that I wasn't involved in, then I know I would not have that that progress just gifted to me because I joined your game.
Okay. Let's see. Olenberg on Twitter says, or asks, how will the clan thingy work? Can we level up as a clan and gain perks or alike?
Please see the answer 5 minutes ago.
There you go. Mark Howland is a VIP and asks, can you go a little more in depth on the survival aspects of the game? How drastically are skills and other things diminished when you haven't ate or drank anything, and will it be a crucial aspect to questing, raiding, PvP, etc.? Did you get all that? Because I think I probably
That's
need
9 questions.
Yeah, I need to, I think, go through that one as well.
Do you want to talk on that, Matthias, or do you want me to take it?
Go ahead, please.
So the first part, I guess, was maybe wrapped in the survival thing that I hinted at that we really, really like and we're taking seriously and thinking about. But what we wanted to do with food and water and rations or supplies that you find in the game is turn the mechanic and make it positive. So it's still a benefit to you, but you don't die if you don't find food and water, which is a mechanic in a lot of more hardcore type games in this genre. So we want them to be important, and we want you to find them and hold on to them when you get them, but we don't want to punish you for not having them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was a crowd pleaser.
4 people like that.
And potentially many more on Twitch as well. Speaking of Twitch, we get another question from our viewers enjoying the live stream and playing to your idea of hardcore. How hardcore is the Division? Do you lose every... No, we've already talked about the death. Can you drive vehicles? And if so, how customizable are they? You get 2 in 1 there.
Yes, the vehicle question. We, with the setting that we have and the scenario that we set up, vehicles are obviously in New York, so there will be vehicles in the Division. Generally, this question is, can you drive vehicles in the Division? And we're not a game, we're not a racing game, and we're not a driving game. So right now, currently, it's about exploration. It's about, we want the pace to be, you know, at your own. And when you introduce vehicles into a game, especially an open world game, it really, really changes the dynamic of what you have to build for the world. So we're not looking at that right now.
No, and I think, just want to add to that, I think it really struck me hard when the game started to come into fruition, that how fundamentally different it is to experience a world of this size on foot, rather than rushing through it in a vehicle. It's something you gotta play to see, but it's a very detailed, personal experience of the world around you that I think is super cool.
Here's a question from Brian Haas in the room. You play VIP, and I think it's something that probably a lot of people would want to ask. Brian, if you, yeah, oh, right up top, second row. You're one of the wooers, I like that. How can a novice player and a veteran, say someone who put in maybe 50+ hours, enjoy a co-op experience together?
That is a great question. I've worked on several games in the past that really struggled with that. If you're talking about the level, you know, we're a progression-based game, your level max, and I just started, how do we play together? And we have a lot of different solutions that we're looking at, but I don't have you know, this is what we're doing for the game right now. But we're definitely aware of it. We want everyone to be able to play with anyone they want, and we definitely want people that have been playing the Division for months or years to be able to play with someone who just started. So it's something that we're also taking a lot of time to make sure we get right.
All right, I know you've been very hungry to ask a question. Has it been answered yet? Would you like to ask?
No, definitely not. So I know a lot of questions, and the demo especially.
That's me putting my mic. Okay.
Described how the gameplay is, and what I was questioning was, what is the story like? Because I know there's a lot of post-apocalyptic games, like, for example, Last of Us, which really exemplified how the story is told. So I was wondering how the story is told in this game, and that if you guys had any focus on this. So that's my question.
Absolutely, great question. The short answer is that we want you to experience the story in the game, but the great thing about when Matthias was talking about Echo and how that's going to be important for you in the game, that's how we're solving the kind of the narrative storytelling. It works with multiplayer. It works with different level differences. We can have story elements. We can have elements for the district, clues. So that will be very important in that. But as to finding out what happened and the story, you need to wait.
But there's something I think very special with the Division, and that it's not post-apocalyptic. It's not too late. You know, you're just at that moment when everything is about to go to hell, but you can make a difference, and that to me is extremely exciting with the story.
So we're actually running short on time, and we've got a lot of questions that we still need to get to. Sorry. From Twitter, Joshio Morer writes through Ask the Division hashtag. Any plan that could keep players playing this game when it's already released? So they already want it. The game isn't out, but they want to know what the post-launch plans are.
Excellent.
Do you bring up the Excel?
Tell us about the story.
No, I mean we get that a lot. It's a good question. Mm-hmm. But honestly, the team is really focused on this game and getting it out as soon as possible, making it live up to the expectations that everyone in this room has, including the people sitting here. And so once that's accomplished, then we'll worry about how we add to it.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay, we've got another question from the Twitch stream. I'm going to basically boil it down, though, to the core idea, which is the curiosity about any potential crafting system.
Ada, do you want to take that?
Anna's staying quiet, for the record.
Actually, crafting is it's close to my heart. I think it's really important in these games. I think it fits our IP. You know, the whole fact that anything in this type of scenario would be important. Doesn't matter what it is, you're going to want to save it and use it for something. So we are making sure it's a lot about like the answer I did with the grouping. What fits the setting we have, what fits the universe we're creating, and what works in a crafting, you know, a classic crafting system. So coming soon, TBD.
Also from Twitch, question about exploration. Can we explore everywhere in the city, like inside houses and skyscrapers, or are they just for show?
I mean, as I said during the demo that we showed, it's a very natural part of New York City, and of course you're going to be able to go into buildings, onto rooftops, and down into the underground. Then of course there are limitations to just how much, but we're pushing as far as we possibly can.
Snowdrop will bring us the light.
Oh yes.
Are there fighting animations towards PvP, like punching and stealth animations? I'm assuming that's like a melee or
a very specific question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only right hooks and
shin kicks? Was that a shin kick?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'm not a very tough person. So will there be melee in the game? Yes, absolutely.
That's the impression I got.
Yes, yes. As to the specifics, I don't want to go into that right now.
Fair enough. What sort of voice talent can we expect to hear? Is it customizable? Thank you, Twitch.
I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know.
You can customize
voice talent. We can do a community thing, and everyone can get their voice in the division, which actually is not a bad idea. Where's Antoine? Yes.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all we have time for at this point.
So there you guys have it. That is Tom Clancy's The Division. Man, some awesome details this time around. And what I really found interesting about the whole interview is when they went into detail about making this a game that will last years. This is something that is very new to gaming, and I love the idea of having a game that will last you for a very, very long time, and they're planning on keeping the content very fresh, and I'm wondering, how are they going to do that? And I found this article that went into more detail about that, and this will definitely interest you guys. They are going to be changing the content based on time of day, weather, and your location in the game world to really spice the game up and add that extra variety session to session. So that is really awesome. I love this new idea behind gaming to really keep you in the game world and to really make it feel live. So guys, we're going to be covering more on the clans, the multiplayer PvP when it is further revealed, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to us right here on YouTube. We are Open World Games and are really excited for Tom Clancy The Division. We can't express how much we are looking forward to this game. Cannot wait to play you guys online, so look forward to it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.